car doesn't hear the beeping. Rotate device back. Orientation is locked. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm just here having a conversation with my sons to see where their brains are in regards to
what?
Relationships. They too young, huh? Too young?
Yeah, we're too young.
Way too young. We got
Hello guys.
way too young. We're like both 7 years until we can probably find until we go like college, and then we like a couple of more years later we'll maybe get a girlfriend, and then like a couple of years after that we may get married.
Okay, that sounds
There's
like
a possibility that things might not work out. Possibility.
Okay.
Because we don't want to get our hopes up too high when we're going with a girlfriend, because we don't know if they don't work out.
Okay.
So you should always be optimistic about when you start dating. When you start dating, you always got to be optimistic, because sometimes she can be the perfect girl of your life, or sometimes she can just be somebody who just doesn't really agree with the things that you agree with.
Okay.
And then that kind of doesn't work out, because some people, what they have girlfriends that like the things that they do, and sometimes when that doesn't happen, when they have a girlfriend that likes different things, sometimes things don't work out. So they usually just go their separate ways, and after that, the man finds another girl, and the girl finds another man, and everything works out.
All right. Okay. Well, at least you know something. That's good. And how did you learn all that? How did you learn how did you come to those that knowledge about how relationship dynamics work, being with somebody when it works out, being with somebody when it doesn't work out?
Honestly, you know how the people have like revenge stories and like revenge stories that didn't come back, and then like stories of how people got married and stories how people got breaking up. All those stories that I've watched that entertained me have actually taught me about everything I just said.
Okay. You said revenge stories?
Yeah. Some people, when they break up, they're willing to take their revenge. They can take it like a little prank or something, like, you know, spray painting a dot in their car, which is like vandalization.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, like a tiny little piece of dot, like, doot. And after that, they can go all out with literally when they kick a partner out, they take theirs.
Oh,
and one time there was a story that they said, take everything of yours and pack up. And then he took it, and then he remembered that he had a new door to the house in his credit card. So you know what happened next?
What?
He took the dang door.
So
He left off of it, he put it in his truck, and then he was just off to the back. And his wife, his ex, was not so happy about that.
So he bought the door and he took the door.
Yeah, because they told him pack up everything of yours, and she said everything of yours, and he took that way too seriously. He took everything of his.
Woo! Do you think he was right to do that? Because she said take everything. You know?
He was right to do that, because he said take everything of yours, not anything of yours.
You're funny. I don't even know where you're getting all this information from, but
Nah,
it's really funny.
It's a common YouTube channel. You know how I kind of forgot the name of the channel, but it's a really good channel.
Okay, that is nuts. So I need to see when you're watching these relationship videos, because
and there's also
it's a kind of a pretty spot on synopsis, but
so there was somebody did way worse than that.
Okay, so what do you want to do in your life going forward? Are you gonna
honestly
develop your purpose, or
I'm
how?
gonna go be a mechanic, make tons of money, and probably donate to all types of charities, like $1,000 each charity.
Wow.
Be very general, and then me go by myself, and then after that I'm gonna be racing. I'm gonna just be building a car that really fast, and then after that I might just go.
So you're gonna manufacture, or you are gonna be like a place that can modify vehicles?
I'm gonna make a place that can modify vehicles,
Okay.
like take your like stock car, that stock traffic.
Mm-hmm.
People, instead of calling just like all the basic cars, they just call them common traffic.
Okay.
Because that's the common cars that you see in common traffic.
So people call it the common car.
No, people call
I've
it,
never
like,
heard of that before.
and then I'm gonna be like pulling out the car meats, just spitting, I don't know, 17-inch flames up my exhaust
Oh my goodness.
for no reason. And it's gonna be like pew, 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 pew,
Pew,
pew.
pew, pew.
And then people might say, "Oh shoot, there's a shooting out in this car meat." And then the police are gonna be like, "There's no guns." And then they're gonna walk up to me and be like,
Oh my god.
and they're gonna be like, "Sir, your car is a little bit too loud." And I said like, "Okay." And I just flip a switch, and then I like, when the cops start coming to me, I flip a switch
Okay.
and say, "Sir, your car is too loud." No, it's not. And they'll be like,
Okay, so after all that side hobby, now we were talking before, so I was like, okay, let me show everybody how, we converse and talk about things sometimes. So I said,
Yep.
how do you see yourself in a relationship, like in marriage? Like, do you want your wife at home, or do you want your wife working, or something like that? Do you understand any of those concepts?
Oh, I mean, if we're talking about we're studying on a marriage, and that we're both kind of like sometimes getting tight on money, then I'll definitely try and help her apply to a job, and I'll definitely try my best to apply for a job so that we can get our money up, and so that we can live a nice, comfortable, like, not like the $1 million mansions, but a nice house, a car that can get us around, and like anything. Like, we're not gonna be like living a lavish lifestyle of spending every single dollar we have. We're just gonna get the things we need, and now after that we're gonna be off. We might, and then like it probably like when we probably have like a ton of money, we could probably like go out, take a flight somewhere, and like honestly have a good day.
Okay, so if a girl, if she says, "Oh, I want a Birkin bag," I want. Oh, he's so nice. He's giving somebody money on the street. Oh, you're so
Thank you,
nice.
son. God bless you all.
God
Thank
All
you.
bless you,
right.
too.
Thank you, Dad.
Oh, Jordan, that was nice of you. Oh, they just donated to the man on the street.
Yeah. Next time we come back here and I have some food, I might just give him a bag of chips.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I'm so proud of you. All right, so if we go back to the girl now, what if she start making trouble? What if she says, "Listen, Jordan, I want a Louis Vuitton bag and it costs $600. What are you gonna do? But you got bills due. What are you gonna do?"
I'm honestly gonna work extra hours.
Oh God.
I'm gonna go get all my bills done, and then after that, I'm gonna pay what she asked for, work extra hours again, and I said,
Oh my
"Sorry,
God.
this is not working out. I'm working out." And since I already have money, I can pay for a lawyer, so that because she was causing trouble and she forced me to pay way more than we ever regarded for. And so that I might be able to win the case and might be able to get some money out of it, so that I can live comfortably too.
You are
Like we
just
were
too,
before.
I can't take it. So okay, so do you think it's important to see what character the woman is before, like she's a spender? It's very important to see what kind of
Yeah.
young lady she is. Like maybe
Yep.
see if she's financially conscious. She's not an overspender. She's not Miss Razzle Dazzle, but she does appreciate the finer thing, simple things. So how would you do that?
Honestly, I'd ask before we start dating. Boy, I might ask you a couple of questions to say like, are you financially aware of what you're gonna be spending if we ever spend anything on anything, and are you fine if you're able? Are you gonna be all right if you're able both to get a job and we're able both to meet up at the house, split add our money together and split it up in like half and half so that I can pay the bills and though you can pay for your expenses.
So what kind of expenses will she have?
Taxes.
Taxes? You always be coming up with taxes.
Well, she might have taxes for things. She might have money for things that she needs, like a lot of people got like, some people like they want to look good, so sometimes they buy some nice dresses or something, and they buy like some makeup to look nice and good and cute. And
Okay.
and I'm gonna have my half of the money paying bills,
This has to
doing
be
the
gone.
car
Okay.
over, and since I'm a mechanic already, instead of having to go to the mechanic shop and having to wait without a
gone.
car, I can easily just fix up a car. I can easily fix up our car, and after that we'll be good to go. And then after that, the bills are already gonna be paid.
The bill. Who's gonna pay the bills?
Me.
Okay, that's nice.
And after that,
Why do you feel it's important to pay the bills as a man?
because I'm gonna be the one like basically like trying to squeeze out as much money as possible for my job, because since I'm squeezing the most money out of my job, I'm gonna have.
I didn't ask you that.
Yes.
I said, why do you feel it's important to pay for the bills?
Because the bills basically pay for electricity, they pay for your car, they pay for basically anything that you use or drive.
And do you feel that responsibility is for the man or for the woman?
It could be like I don't know, like it could be like 50-50. It could be a man or a woman, or sometimes in a situation it could be like 55% for the man and like 45% for the woman. It's kind of like that, like 5% difference that some men or women.
Okay, what if a lady came to you
Yes.
and said, I want you to pay 100% of the bills?
No, like if somebody pay, that's what I said I was doing.
Okay. Why are you looking like that?
I'm gonna be paying 100% of the bills, so
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be cranking extra hours off my job to help me.
Do you think it's wise to do you think it's wise to crank time for your money or to create like a business or things like that?
It's really wise to create a business because you're able to make money off of that, and you're only gonna lose like a bit of pay for you gotta pay your employees. You gotta pay them like a decent amount, because if you pay them a decent amount, you're gonna be losing a tiny bit of money though, which is not really good. But your employees, since they're gonna be happy because they're getting decently paid, they're actually gonna keep on working extra hours, which will make extra money, which means they'll get better pay, and which means they'll work as hard as they can so that they can get the max pay out of their job, which is my business, which will help me make extra money to pay for most of the bills.
Okay. So, one more question before we go into the mall.
Yeah.
Are you all right back there?
Yeah, I'm right. You're probably asking this question too. See if he has anything.
Are you gonna pay for all the bills in the house for your wife?
Yeah. When I get a wife, I will be paying all my bills.
Are you gonna pay all of her bills if she even has any at all? Or is she gonna be paying her own?
Yeah, I think she's gonna be paying on her own, I think.
For her little nails and things. Get her hair done.
Maybe little. Yeah, maybe. Mom, maybe
it's
little.
tough.
Maybe
You have to see when you get to that place,
Maybe nails and like getting hair done. Maybe like the nails part, like I could easily pay for it. But like anything over this, that like it's like hundreds of dollars to make her look very good. I'm like, I'm paying like 50% of it, and you pay the other 50% of it.
So, what do you think about a woman like me? Like I wear the wigs, right? So would you rather a woman that be natural and then she doesn't have to pay as much money, or somebody that has to have $1,000 wigs?
Honestly, kind of in between both, because having a wig is yeah, I know sometimes you spend $1,000 on wigs, which is not very good for tax sake. So I would rather much prefer somebody with natural hair.
Okay.
Because since they don't have to spend money on like $1,000 wigs or so, then I'll be able to keep my money. That'll be able to keep my wallet from crying. Because spending $1,000 on wigs, my wallet would be crying, and my credit card, my credit card would have a mental breakdown over that.
Ooh.
Having
Can't do
having
that.
it multiple times, like one time, perfectly fine. My wallet would be like, oh, kind of sad, and the credit card would be like, right. But multiple times in a row, my card would be having a breakdown. And my wallet, it would have probably said like, I can't do this anymore, and then it probably jumps out my pocket.
Yeah, it's like, I'm out of here. That's kind of cool. Yeah, you gotta be financially conscious, because a lot of relationships, like you said, they break up over money, not communicating well. Do you feel that you know how to communicate well with the person?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Naz, you feel like you know how to communicate?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. No, you don't.
I know how to communicate.
You said what?
I know how to communicate.
Okay. We can all get better on learning how to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, always.
This is one crispy cross.
Put that down.
It's
All right. Well, you guys see that, I do. You gotta talk to your young men, let them know about women, talk about life, because they'll be going that way shortly in a few years. And so I think they're doing kind of okay, until they get to that different space in their lives. But that's kind of cool. That's good, Ryan. Good. We got 3 thumbs up so far, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, you need a thumb up?
Yeah, give it a thumbs up, and oh no, and subscribe to the Wife School Podcast. And we're out.
Subscribe.
Bye.